In our nation's 246-year history, there has never been an individual who is a greater threat to our republic than Donald Trump.
Well, Dick, you're really splitting hairs there. Or at least, it's a sad state of affairs that we find ourselves in, where the terrible reputation of somebody like Dick Cheney can be rehabilitated to the point that we look back at this guy or the president he served with and think, gosh, compared to where we are now, he's really not so bad. Yes, Cheney's daughter has done the country a service on the January 6th committee as one of only a handful of Republicans in Congress that are willing to accept objective reality and affirm the basic principles of democracy. But it should be noted that many are willing to do so when it's convenient or supports their ambitions, and it may well be that Congresswoman Liz Cheney is charting a narrow path against Trump in the hope that it leads her to the White House instead. To be sure, she voted to support Trump while in office more than other Republicans, and her stances supporting war with Iran and against gay marriage, despite having a gay sister, are really reprehensible. So while she may be in the political fight of her career and needs all the help that she can get to defeat her election-denying opponent, we can probably hold off on sainthood for now. Back to her father, though. It really shows how short a memory the Cheneys think people have when the man came to power after losing the popular vote and staffed his administration with people that violently rioted to stop a recount in Florida. Not to mention, they were handed the White House by conservative Supreme Court justices. So let's keep that in mind as Dick makes his case.
He tried to steal the last election using lies and violence to keep himself in power after the voters had rejected him. He is a coward. A real man wouldn't lie to his supporters. He lost his election, and he lost big. I know it, he knows it, and deep down, I think most Republicans know it.
The craven ways this man tries to consolidate power are many, but let's go over some of his greatest hits. We already talked about the shady way this guy got into the White House, and once he was there, he was instrumental in building the case to invade Iraq based on evidence that he and U.S. intelligence agencies knew was wrong. The company he helmed before becoming vice president, Halliburton, made billions off of the war. But he wasn't done there. As if to make very clear how little he cared for human life and dignity, he was the main driver behind policies that allowed American forces to torture those in their captivity. And say what you will about the terrorists on the receiving end, but brutality was shown to not only be ineffective, but it also deeply tarnished the reputation of the U.S. and was used as a recruiting tool by those looking to harm Americans. Not to mention the immorality of it all, no matter how terrible the recipient. And the list goes on. Cheney championed a legal theory that placed the executive branch above the law called the unitary executive. And then when that came back to bite him, he claimed that he was somehow part of the legislative branch. Then there's the illegal spying on Americans and on and on. The point is that we can agree that Trump is terrible for the country, but that doesn't make Cheney any sort of hero.